I'm joined by one of Cork's coaching setup, Donal O'Mahony, who must be very pleased. The last time we spoke, we were speaking before a Munster final. You've come over that hurdle. Now it's an All-Ireland semi-final against Limerick, a team that yourselves and Cork already gave us one great game in this Munster Championship earlier this summer.
Yeah, I think I was saying that the last time we were here. It was a special night for me this year. It was the best night so far. It was 35,000. As Cork, we like playing at home in our new fantastic stadium. It was a fantastic atmosphere, and I think that was driven by the game that was there. Great game of hurling, ended up all square, and kind of whets the appetite for the All-Ireland semi-final now.
When we speak about atmosphere, we can't pretend that the last weekend the Super 8s didn't happen. In the football, there was no atmosphere at all in Croke Park. Part of the reason probably was it wasn't full. Chances are All-Ireland semi-final hurling, it won't be full, but I doubt the atmosphere will be a problem. Why do you think that is?
I don't know, I was at home now last week and I was watching the hurling and then the football, and it's very hard to watch football after hurling because the atmosphere in the hurling game was so fantastic with Kilkenny and Limerick, whereas the football was different. But like as I was saying before the Munster final, we have a fantastic relationship with our supporters and they've followed us in numbers so far, so there's no reason. I think there was over 50,000 there last year for the game against Waterford in the All-Ireland semi-final, so we're hoping that they'll follow us in numbers again. But I suppose from our point of view, we keep the outside out. We're concentrating on the game and what happens between the four lines, what happens above in the stands. We'll see what turns up in the day.
Obviously last year in the All-Ireland semi-final, what happened in between the four lines isn't something Cork would want to think too much about, but maybe take some lessons from. In hindsight, do you think they were quite a young team, that they were very aware that they were in an All-Ireland semi-final? Did it get to them a little bit? Will that stand to them this year now?
I think both. I think that's why it's such a fantastic competition, and it's so hard to win. That's what makes it so worthwhile. I suppose if you look at the current All-Ireland champions Galway and how many times they've been to semi-finals and finals and lost it, and built on that learning then to win the All-Ireland championship last year, so we hope that we're on a similar journey, hopefully a shorter journey, but we'll take the learnings from last year. It is a massive experience. Limerick and ourselves, we're still young, but we were very young last year. We had a few 19-year-olds playing last year, and to run out in Croke Park, the home of the GA, in such a big occasion with such a great atmosphere is a difficult situation for any fella to cope and the pressure that comes with it. So we have learned from that last year, and hopefully we'll bring those learnings to bear now this year. Did
you see the game Limerick against Kilkenny there a few days ago?
I did. We've been going to all the games this year to keep an eye on the opposition. We know Limerick very well. We've seen a lot of them this year, whether it be in the league or in the championship, and we're very impressed with them. As I was saying to the other interviews there I did a while ago, they're the form team. They've had one blip all year, I suppose, the Clare game, and everybody's had a blip during the year. Their blip was the Clare game, but if you take that game out of it, they've been extremely impressive. They've shown great character in games in the league against Galway and Tipperary, where they've come back from deficits to get results. And again, last week I was saying I don't know how many teams have come back from Kilkenny scoring a goal to go ahead with 6 minutes to go to win the game. So they're a new team. They're building the confidence of winning minors and 21s. But they've been very impressive. We know them well, and we're very impressed with what we've seen of them.
Would I be right in saying that perhaps Cork's blip so far might have been that Waterford game in Thurles?
It was, as I was saying to you before, the Munster final was a very difficult situation for us. It was kind of a win-win situation for Waterford. They were out of the competition, did nothing to lose. It was Derek's last game, and we were here trying to prepare. We didn't know what we were going to be facing, whether we were going to just give up because they had nothing to play for. But like having played Waterford so many times, we knew they were going to bring a difficult proposition to us, which they did. But again, as we say, we're positive. We looked at it and we felt we saw a problem. We brought on Conor O'Sullivan. He brought great composure to that game, and it just shows the depth that we have, that we've different fellas to fulfil different roles. But we aren't overly happy with the performance, but as I said after, it was a functional result for us. We needed to win, and we did.
Probably better result, well obviously better result, is that you won the Munster final, but the way you did it, the fact that you really weren't at the races at all until the very last few minutes of the first half, that's probably more mental than physical fortitude, is it? Absolutely.
I suppose a big characteristic that we're trying to instill in the lads this year is composure, because they're coming into pressurised situations as they will in the All-Ireland semi-final, so we need to be composed in pressurised situations to make good decisions. And we were tested to the limit with that in the Munster final. We were 8 points down, staring down the barrel of a gun, and we just kept our composure. We came in at half time. We felt cleared on all the hurling. There was only a puck of a ball in it. We felt if we kept doing what we were trying to do, kept our decision making good, that we'd come back into the game, and thankfully that's the way it worked out in the second half, so we took massive positives from that.
Looking forward now to the All-Ireland semi-final, obviously you have to think and you have to believe that Cork is going to win and they're going to do it. What's it going to come down to?
What we're saying to the lads all the time, we're as good as any of the four, well, including ourselves, and the other three teams that are left in the All-Ireland Championship. It's up to us to go and prove that we're better than them. I think it's going to be a titanic battle. I know that's a cliche, but like if you look at the appetite and the work rate that Limerick have at the moment, it's going to be a massive battle, both physically and mentally, to get over this hurdle.